Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today we're going to be looking at motivation,
Ooh, yeah.
that drive we need to make those big dreams a reality. And to help us unpack all this,
Mm.
we're turning to a speech by Eric Thomas. You might know him.
Yeah, he's a really powerful speaker.
Yeah,
High energy, straight talking.
exactly. And in this speech, he's talking to a live audience. You can really feel the energy.
Absolutely. And he starts off by doing something really clever.
Yeah.
He connects with everyone by talking about something we can all relate to,
Ah,
childhood dreams.
I see. Yeah.
He reminds everyone, we all had those aspirations, those things we saw on TV or read in books.
Oh, really?
And we thought, I want that.
Yeah, for sure. And Thomas actually shares a really personal example. He talks about growing up without a traditional family and being drawn to those classic TV shows like The Brady Bunch and Leave It to Beaver,
Yeah, I get it.
because those shows represented that stability and family connection he longed for.
And it's interesting how those early role models,
Even the fictional ones.
yeah, even those, they can really shape our desires. It's like they plant these seeds of possibility in our minds.
They really do. But then, as Thomas points out, life happens. We grow up, responsibilities pile up, and those dreams we had.
They often end up on the back burner.
Yeah, exactly. He calls it letting life. Do you like that?
Oh.
He doesn't want us to let the daily grind crush that spark.
It's so easy to fall into that trap, though,
Mhm.
right? Getting bogged down by obligations and losing sight of what truly inspires us.
Totally. But here's where Thomas takes a deeper dive. He brings in this idea of a divine commission.
I'm intrigued.
He's drawing on biblical text here. It's about recognizing our potential to create, to grow, to make a positive impact.
And even if someone isn't coming from a religious background, this idea still has a lot of power.
Oh, for sure.
It speaks to that fundamental human drive to leave our mark on the world.
To contribute something meaningful.
Yes, exactly.
And for Thomas, this divine commission is what fuels him. It's what drives him to push past challenges and go after those dreams no matter what.
It's like that inner compass.
Yeah, and it's not like he's pretending life is easy. He acknowledges that people go through some really tough stuff.
Like,
Divorce, loss, financial struggles.
the list goes on.
It does. But his point is, while these experiences are real and valid, they shouldn't completely paralyze us.
We can't let them define our future.
Right. And this is where Thomas's own story becomes so powerful. He went from homelessness and dropping out of high school to earning a PhD and becoming this incredibly successful motivational speaker.
He's like the embodiment of turning things around.
He is. And he's very clear about what he believes was the key to that transformation.
What's that?
Knowledge. It was about understanding how the world works, gaining new skills, and expanding his mindset.
Knowledge is power, as they say.
It really is.
Yeah.
And he shares this amazing story about meeting Warren Buffett, the legendary investor.
Oh, wow. What was that like for him?
It was a game changer. It wasn't just about Buffett's wealth. It was about realizing that these super successful people are still human. They're not these mythical beings. They're real people who worked hard and learned along the way.
It's like demystifying success.
Exactly. And meeting Buffett exposed Thomas to a whole new way of thinking about wealth and success.
It's like he got a glimpse into a world he hadn't even known existed before.
Absolutely. And this speaks to something really important.
What's that?
The power of mentorship,
Yeah.
of having people in your life who can challenge and support you, who can help you see beyond your limitations.
It can be so transformative to have those different perspectives.
It can be life-changing. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Thomas is quick to point out that knowledge alone isn't enough. What else is there?
You have to act on it.
You have to take that knowledge and turn it into something tangible.
Easier said than done sometimes.
Oh,
though.
definitely. Because as Thomas points out, it's often not a lack of information that holds us back.
It's something else.
It's those old ways of thinking.
It's those ingrained patterns.
Exactly. He calls it stinking thinking, which I love.
Why?
It perfectly captures how these negative thoughts can sabotage us. He even says straight up, it's the stinking thinking that got you where you are right now.
It's a powerful statement.
Yeah.
It's like, wake up. You're often creating your own limitations.
Right. And that's where we'll pick up in the next part of this deep dive. We'll explore how to overcome those mental barriers and start turning inspiration into action.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm ready for part 2. So we were talking about knowledge
Mm-hmm.
and how it's not enough to just have it.
Right.
You got to actually use it. Thomas uses this phrase, murder the knowledge.
Ooh, I like that. What does he mean by that?
Means you got to really wrestle with it, break it down, and figure out how to apply it to your life.
Ah, I get it. So it's not just passively absorbing information.
Exactly. It's about taking ownership of what you learn
Right.
and turning it into something real.
Like with his experience with Warren Buffett.
Yes. He didn't just listen to Buffett and then go about his day.
Yeah,
He took that information and put it into practice.
that makes sense. But it's not always easy, is it?
No, it's not. Because often what holds us back isn't the lack of knowledge.
It's something else.
It's those old ways of thinking.
The self-doubt that creeps in.
Yeah, exactly. And Thomas has a name for it.
He does.
He calls it stinking thinking.
Oh, I love that. It's so catchy.
It is. And it really highlights how these negative thought patterns can totally sabotage our efforts.
It's not just about positive thinking, is it?
No, it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing and challenging those deep-seated beliefs that tell us we're not good enough or that we can't do something.
We put up these roadblocks for ourselves without even realizing it.
Exactly. And Thomas actually shares a really interesting story about this from his early speaking career. He was killing it in this one particular niche.
Okay.
But then when he was asked to speak to more diverse audiences, he started doubting himself.
Oh, I see.
He was like, can I really connect with these people? Will my message resonate with them?
Like those limiting beliefs were whispering, you're not ready for this.
Exactly. We've all been there, right?
Totally. Putting ourselves in these little boxes and then wondering why we feel stuck.
But here's the cool part.
Yeah.
Thomas had these mentors who saw his potential.
I love that.
They challenged those beliefs. He talks about Les Brown, another incredible speaker who told him, you're the #1 motivational speaker in the world.
Wow, what a statement.
Right. And Thomas was like, wait, what? Me?
Sometimes all it takes is that shift in perspective, right? Someone believing in you to help you see your own potential.
It can be so powerful. Like those limiting beliefs just start to crumble and you can step into a more expansive version of yourself.
You realize you're capable of more than you thought.
Exactly. And that goes back to what we were saying about mentorship, having people who both challenge and support you.
People who see past those self-imposed limitations.
Yeah. And Thomas, he took that encouragement from his mentors and ran with it. He pushed past his comfort zone and ended up connecting with audiences far beyond his initial niche.
So it's proof that we often underestimate our own abilities.
We get comfortable in our routines and forget that we have the power to break free and achieve incredible things.
And this is where Thomas takes this idea even further. He says we should apply this not just to our careers, but to every area of our lives.
Our relationships, families,
Everything. He talks about striving to be a 7-figure everything.
not just in terms of money, but in terms of the quality of our presence and engagement.
Exactly, like being a 7-figure dad or a 7-figure spouse.
It's about recognizing that true success is multifaceted.
That it's about nurturing those connections and making a positive impact in all areas of our lives.
So important.
And he gets real about this. He talks about how some people are crushing it at work, but then they come home and fail to connect with their kids or their partner.
It happens all the time.
It does. He's highlighting the importance of balance.
Making sure that success in one area doesn't come at the expense of other important parts of our lives.
So we've got action, we've got overcoming stinking thinking, and we've got this idea of embracing a holistic view of success.
It's clear that Thomas is about more than just surface-level motivation.
He wants us to go deeper, to be more intentional with our lives.
And what I find really interesting is how he brings all these ideas together. Self-awareness, personal responsibility, and the importance of relationships.
He creates this vision of success that's ambitious, but also grounded in reality.
Exactly. He's pushing us to be more than just high achievers. He wants us to be well-rounded individuals who contribute meaningfully to the world around us.
And that's a powerful message.
It really is, especially in today's world where we're constantly bombarded with all these messages about what success should look like.
It can be overwhelming.
It can. But Thomas encourages us to define success on our own terms and then go after it wholeheartedly.
So we've explored some key concepts, but how do we actually put them into practice?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is. How do we move from inspiration to action?
That's what we'll be looking at in the final part of this deep dive.
I can't wait. Let's get to it. So we're talking about making those dreams a reality, and
It's not always easy.
not always. But Thomas is very direct about this. He says, if you've got the knowledge, but you're not where you want to be, gotta ask yourself why. What's holding you back?
Right. What is it? Is it really a lack of opportunity? Or is it something else?
Often it's those internal roadblocks we put up for ourselves without even realizing it.
Ah, there it is again. Stinking thinking.
It always comes back to that, doesn't
It
it?
does, because it's so powerful. Those negative thought patterns can really sabotage our efforts.
But it's not just about thinking positive thoughts, is it?
No, it goes deeper. It's about recognizing those deep-seated beliefs that tell us we're not capable.
The ones that say we're not worthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's about actively dismantling those beliefs.
So it's about shifting our mindset.
Exactly. It's about what Carol Dweck calls a growth mindset.
Okay, tell me more about that.
It's the belief that our abilities can be developed, that we're not limited by some fixed amount of talent.
So we can always learn and grow.
Exactly. You can achieve more than you think.
And Thomas is a great example of that. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
He went from a really tough background to achieving amazing things.
It's incredibly inspiring. It shows that transformation is possible for anyone.
But I'm guessing that kind of transformation doesn't happen overnight.
No, it doesn't. Thomas doesn't sugarcoat that. He tells his audience straight up, if you want something you've never had, you got to be willing to do things you've never done.
So it's about pushing past our comfort zone.
Definitely. Those fears and doubts are always going to be there, but we have to be willing to move forward anyway.
And this applies to everything, doesn't it? Not just our careers.
You got it. Our relationships, families, communities, everything.
Thomas talks about being a seven-figure everything.
Right. Not just in terms of income.
It's about the quality of our presence, our engagement.
How much we truly give in every area of our lives.
Bringing that same level of commitment to everything we do.
It's not just about success on paper, but about living a truly meaningful life.
A rich life, on every level.
And you know what? This ties back to that concept of a divine commission.
Does it?
It does. It's about using our gifts to make a positive impact.
To give back.
Exactly. Contributing to something bigger than ourselves.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. But what does all of this mean for our listeners? What's the takeaway?
Well, I think Thomas's message boils down to this. You have incredible power within you. You have the potential to create an amazing life.
We all do.
But it takes belief, courage, and consistent action, even when things get tough.
And I love this part. He reminds us that we don't have to do it alone.
Find those mentors. Build a supportive community.
Celebrate every win along the way.
Yes. Celebrate those victories, big and small. And, you know, Thomas leaves us with a final thought to ponder. Instead of asking yourself, what if I fail? What if you ask yourself, what if I succeed?
Oh, I like that.
It's a powerful shift in perspective. And it might just be the spark you need to keep chasing those dreams. So keep those dreams alive, everyone, and keep striving for them. Until next time.